Assalamu alaikum, my dear students. I hope all of you are fine and doing well. So the topic that we will discuss today it is the atmospheric layers, which is the third and the fourth one layer of the atmosphere. Basically, the Earth's surface is present, and above the Earth's surface there are basically four layers. The second one is sixth, and third, and at the end we have the four layers, in which the first layer is known as the troposphere, whose height is 0 to 12 kilometer above the Earth's surface. And then we have the second layer, which is named as the stratosphere. It extends 12 to 50 kilometer above the troposphere. After that, we have the third layer, which is known as the mesosphere, and the last one is the thermosphere. So in this lesson, we will discuss about these two layers, about their height, about their temperature, and what are the main conditions over there that are prevailing. So all that we will discuss in this lesson. So let's start. The first one layer, which is known as the mesosphere. So mesosphere is basically the third layer of the atmosphere, and the height of the mesosphere, or the main length of the mesosphere, that is above the stratosphere, it is from 50 kilometer to 85 kilometer above the stratosphere, and the temperature range over there is 2 degrees Celsius to minus 93 degrees Celsius. It means there is a decrease in the temperature when we move from stratosphere to the mesosphere. So this is the simple temperature and the length of the mesosphere. After that, the mesosphere is very simple layer that is present in this region, as its height is very low because it is just from 50 to 85 kilometer above the earth's surface. So as the temperature decreases in this region is known as the coldest temperature in the earth's atmosphere. This is known as the coldest temperature in the earth atmosphere. On the other hand, there is a boundary that is present between the mesosphere and the thermosphere. That boundary is known as the the mesopause. This boundary is known as the mesopause, and down the mesosphere there is a stratosphere, and upward there is a layer which is known as the thermosphere. On the other hand, as the mesosphere, it is very difficult to study, so it is very a little known about this layer. On the other hand, all the weather balloons and the aircrafts, they cannot fly in this region. Why they cannot be able to fly in this region? Because they can't reach to the enough height, which is almost 50 kilometers above the earth's surface. So all the satellites that orbit around the mesosphere, if we have the satellites, they are orbiting around the mesosphere, they cannot directly measure the trait of that layer. They have to go over there. So the scientists just use the different type of instruments to measure their conditions. They may send the sounding rockets, or they may send the different satellites or different things over there. But such a flight that is having the brief overview about the mesosphere, it is very difficult to be there. So all the measurements in the mesosphere are difficult to have directly. We just use different type of instruments for that purpose. So most of the scientists just have the little information about the mesosphere, about its height, temperature, and many more. Then we have the last one layer, which is known as the thermosphere. The simple thermosphere, it just extends after the mesosphere, and the length of the mesosphere, it is just upward that 85 to 120 kilometer. This is the simple height of the thermosphere, and the temperature over there is more than minus 93 degrees Celsius. So it's mean there is an increase of the temperature again in the thermosphere as the temperature is highest over there. So that's why this is known as therm, because the word therm is basically related to the heat process. The thermolayer is just below the exosphere, because after the thermosphere there is a fifth layer started which is named as the exosphere. So when we talk about the atmosphere, within this layer, here we have the UV radiations that are directly falling upon it. Due to these UV radiations, the process like the ionization that just takes place due to the light, this is known as the photoionization or the photodissociation of the different molecules. It just takes place over there, and in turn there is a creation of the simple ions in this layer. So that's why it is the largest part, which is known as the ionosphere, because there is a more production of the ions in the thermosphere. As its name, the simple related to the heat, and its region is just 85 to 125 kilometer above the sea level. As these height is just reaches above the earth's surface, there is an increase in the temperature, because here we have the more concentration of the UV radiations that just cause the increase of the temperature. And here all the solar radiations are absorbing over there that cause the increase of the temperature. On the other hand, in this layer, almost the temperature may rise almost, which is 2500 degrees Celsius. And when that temperature just reaches over there, it's mean it is too much high temperature. Despite of all that high temperature, they also observe that when an object will experience the low temperature in this thermosphere, so because of the low temperature, the density of the gas just becomes insufficient for the molecules to conduct the heat. So there is a normal range of heat required over there for the normal process. So this was the all overview about the mesosphere and thermosphere. I hope you guys understand, and if you have any queries, you may ask me about that in the comment section, and I will get back to you guys soon. The next topic that we will discuss, it is the pollutants and their types. For that time, you guys keep learning and have a good day.